However, there's contextual awareness and then there's contextual awareness.
That part of what it is to be intelligent is to be teachable.
Yeah.
And these things are in some way teachable. They're at least in some sense of the phrase receptive to feedback. Right?
Sure. The whole discipline is built upon reinforcement learning and different kinds of training that they can undergo.
And prompt engineering.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You talk to it like you might a student and say, no, that's not quite right. Can you take some of this out and add some more flourish there? And I think that I'm a little bit worried that this is going to be too, whatever, insert adjective here, and it can say things like, yeah, I see where you're coming from. Let me rewrite it to avoid that. And it does it.
So there are these ways to formalize context awareness, right? Like prompt engineering, retrieval augmented generation of increasingly sophisticated kinds, and so on, right?
Sure.
And that's all very cool and interesting and impressive. But one of what I think one of the outstanding problems in that broad umbrella of what we would call context awareness, and right, as in like the past several decades of literature and philosophy of mind, in Hubert Dreyfus inspired critiques of AI and things like that, contextual awareness, contextual understanding, grasping the broad context is always surfaced as one of the insurmountable challenges for building genuinely intelligent systems or something like that. And so now we have these ways to give AI systems contextual awareness. However, there's contextual awareness and then there's contextual awareness. So there's a problem that I call like the continuity of context problem. Okay, so right now, current approaches to context awareness are still just built on a sort of search and retrieval, where you have some enterprise data, whether it's code repositories or documents of some kind. The user has a prompt, and then there's a search and retrieval process prior to whatever goes into the LLM to identify the relevant documents, the relevant snippets of code or whatever, bundle that up with the user prompt, and then feed all of that into the LLM so that its output is contextualized, right? Is grounded in some context, okay?
Yeah.
So,
that's just RAG, right?
Yeah, that's RAG. But then if we're getting to more agentic systems that can then execute across multiple steps, okay, there's the continuity of context problem. So which are the relevant pieces of context that carry over to subsequent parts of the task? So this is one of the big challenges with building good agents, is that you can do different kinds of context awareness, but then the continuity of context across a temporally extended task or process or series of tasks, that's a further challenge, okay?